Hi guys, welcome to another Divi theme video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. We had a recent question. Somebody was asking about styling the menu items up here. They wanted to put a coloured box around them like I've done here. I've got it working, so we've got a little coloured box around them. I've got a drop down, so we've got coloured boxes around our drop down. And also if I hit my F12 key, here we are on mobile. We've got the menu there. Let's get my inspector out of the way here. I've got it on all my little drop downs and things here also. Really easy to do. We've got to do a bit of CSS coding to do this today, but I'll take you through every step and it's really easy. And once you've done this for one site, you can pretty much do it for any site. We're working with a site here that I migrated from Divi 4 to Divi 5, but this will work on any WordPress site. It will also work on any Bootstrap or HTML site. So let's get started. I'm going to reset this to the way it was. Okay, so I've reset this with my customizer. Let's just refresh the page. And here we have it again. We got our little regular links here, little regular drop down, etc. Now, I just noticed in the question, the guy was asking about a menu module. We're not using the menu module. We're using the default header for this today, but the process will be the same. You've just got to pay attention to the class names and IDs. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is click on one of these links. We've got an active link color that's different from the rest. I'm going to have mine all the same as you saw earlier on. So let's click on one of these other ones perhaps. I'm going to hit inspect to bring up my inspector tools. I'm using Google Chrome here today. Most browsers have inspector tools nowadays, but if yours doesn't, Google Chrome is a free download. I've got elements selected on the left-hand side here. So that gives me HTML in this panel. I've got style selected on the right panel, which gives me CSS over here. So if we look over here, we've got the CSS. It's top menu A. What I was mentioning earlier, this is a CSS ID because it's got a hashtag in front of it. If you're using a custom menu or a menu module, just pay attention to your IDs here. The process is exactly the same, but it may just be a different name up there. First thing I want to do is change that color. So I'm going to click where it gives it the color there. If you double click on it, it'll let you put your own value in there. I want mine to be white, so it'll be FFF, hashtag FFF for white. As you can see, or as you can't see, they disappear because they've all become white there. Next thing I want to do is make the background the color that I want. So I'm going to left click just to the right of it. It'll let me put in another entry. I'm going to say background, BACKGROUND, colon, and then the color I want to put in there, which is that crazy pink color. As you can see, it's done it, but that doesn't look too good. First thing, that active links disappeared in there. Like I say, we'll fix that in the customizer in a minute. We could override it with CSS, but it's easier to do it on that end. And you can see our links here at the bottom are way too far, and there's not enough space around them either. So I can fix that by using a little bit of padding. Again, I'm going to put my cursor to the right hand side. So we drop down here. I'm going to say padding, P-A-D-D-I-N-G, and let's have a think. I think I want 10 pixels top and bottom, 20 pixels left and right. So I'm going to write 10 pixels. That'll do top and bottom. I'm going to do 20 pixels. Actually, if you put in one entry, it'll do all sides at once. So our first entry there, if we'd left it at 10 pixels, would have been 10 pixels all round. Our second entry is going to do left and right. As you can see, it's actually done it there. But we've got all this massive space on the bottom. I'll just click here so it's entered it. If we roll up a little bit, it's got padding on the bottom of 50 pixels there. That's not going to work. So we need to override that. So what I'm going to do is just under our last padding entry. Again, I'm going to left click to the right of it. I'm going to write padding, dash bottom, colon. I'm going to make sure it's got 10 pixels on the bottom by writing 10 px, then exclamation mark and the word important. Now important is great because it overrides stuff, but you don't want to use it too much because it can confuse the issue, but sometimes you have to use it. Well, that's great, but it's kind of messed up our layouts. The buttons are looking the right size now. But you see that little line there? I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it with my screen recorder. We need to add some margin to the bottom of this. I now know it was 50 pixels originally with the padding. We've taken about 10 pixels away, so that make it 40, but we've got take into account our buttons. So let's try putting a margin on the bottom. Start off with margin bottom. Let's start off with 20 pixels. Let's push it down, not quite enough. You can see that line's gone down, but not quite enough there. Let's try 25, maybe too much. No. And you can roll your mouse up to increment how you like. Let's take it back, take it down all the way. 29 seems to be okay. We may need to readjust that in a minute because that doesn't look like it's central to me. So now that we've put that in there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy it from the hashtag all the way down to the last entry that we made, margin bottom right there. I've selected it. I'm going to hit Control C to copy. Now I'm going to go to my theme options for anybody that doesn't know. Let's get rid of that. We'll start from scratch. Going to go down to the dashboard. Once at the dashboard, we need to go down to Divi and theme options. If we roll down to the bottom of this page, we're on the General tab. You'll find a custom CSS box, very similar to Divi 4. Now with CSS, it's always a good idea to give it a title so you know what it is, and it's courtesy that anybody that edits the site behind you. So I'm going to say /*/ In between the two stars, we can write what we want as a heading or a note. It won't be read as code. So say menu decoration. I'm going to drop down now. I'm going to paste in what we had there. Control V to paste. Now I need to put a closing curly bracket on the bottom of there. We got an opening one. We didn't copy the final closing one. So I'm going to drop down one and put a closing curly bracket on there. Now before I save this, the reason we're putting it in here, because when you edit in the inspector tools here, it's non-destructive. In other words, if I refresh this page now, it'll go back to how it was, as you can see there. Now if I save this, hit Save Changes, and refresh again, it's made that permanent for us, which is great. Okay, like I say, it's not very essential. We need to adjust the padding on the top there to pull it up a little bit. Looks like I've got two duplicate pages here. Let's get rid of this one. Don't need this one. So we'll re-inspect this again. I'm going to roll up a bit now, and as you can see, I'm rolling up. It's starting to highlight different things. I want it to highlight the padding that's around the menu. There it is. It's in the green. That's the padding we've got, ET top navigation. And there's the padding that we've got, 50 pixels. So I don't really want to cut that in half. Where it says ET header style left, ET top navigation, I'm going to put mine right here. Let's try and force it. Well, we've got a padding top in there, so we can actually use that one. I'm going to go in there so we can open it up. Let's try and make that 25 pixels perhaps, and we'll make it important so it overrides our style above there. Exclamation mark, important. That's not going to be enough. If I roll down, we want it to stay the same height there, but it's not quite enough. So try 40 pixels. That looks a bit more like it. And we just got to adjust that little line that's on the bottom there one more time, like as we did before. So firstly, let's copy this from the dot to the closing bracket this time, because it's got everything we want right there. Control C to copy. I'm going to pop that in my theme options down below. And it looks like we've got to adjust this amount here in our margin bottom. So let's select one of those links again and do that. I'm going to hit my Save Changes. Little green check mark there. We'll go back. Again, let's check one of these to where we were. Once we've inspected, there's what we got there. There's our 29. Let's roll it up a little bit. 30, 30. Till that line is exactly on the bottom there. Obviously, adjust yours to taste. You may have bigger font. You may want to put different colors around it. Okay, so I just need to change that to 37. Really easy to do. We'll just go over here, put 37 in there. Now, I'm not going to have them on mine, but if you want to put corners on it, have a little border radius going on there, you can add just border radius down below, BORDER -radius. Put in whatever value you want, say 30 pixels, give them right, nice round corners like that. Like I said, I'm not going to have that on mine. And our little chevron's got a bit of a problem there. You can just see it. I'm actually going to hide that in a moment. Like I say, I don't want the border radius on mine. So any of these, you can just uncheck or don't save it, and it should be fine. Now, while we were up there, I was looking at the little drop down. It's not quite looking like I want it. It's close. But if we roll over this now and hit inspect on this, roll up a little bit. Here we go. Let's drag this up a little bit. And it's the top menu, list item A. A is the anchor tag. I'm going to take this back to perhaps 5 pixels. Again, you can select the number. You can roll up and down. It's kind of hard to see as we're not actually highlighting it. So the width we don't need to change. I'm going to left click after the padding there. And let's perhaps put 5 pixels between them. We can do that with margin, dash bottom, colon, let's say 5 pixels. Let's take a look now. That's a bit more like it. That's going to work for me. That's absolutely fine. So again, we need to make this permanent by copying it from the hashtag to the closing curly bracket there, Control C, and we'll put it in our custom CSS box over here. Control V to paste. Perfect. Okay, well, let's go over to our little theme customizer now and make our active link the same color as our rest of them, and then we'll start working on the mobile menu. I guess before we do that, let's hide that little chevron because it's really not working for me. If I click on this link right here, here it is right here, it's highlighted it. Let's hit the little chevron to open it up. We've got an after at the end of it right there, which is our little chevron. And what I'm going to do is copy CSS ID from the hashtag there to where it says after right there without the little comma at the end. So I'm just going to tell it to display none. Control C to copy again. We're going to go back to our theme options. Let's drop down another one. There it is right there. We'll open and close some curly brackets. I'm just going to say display, colon, none. Again, we'll save. Go back to our page. Now let's refresh one more time. And as you can see, or as you can't see, our little chevron's gone there. Obviously, if you wanted to adjust it, you could push it down with a bit of margin top and negative margin left if you wanted to pull it in some more, but that's going to work for me. Great, well, let's take a look at our little mobile menu styles here. So I'm going to go over here, hit my responsive, and let's inspect our little menu right there. Here it is right here, but we need to hit the little chevron again. There it is, the before. Let's just change that to that crazy pink color. That'll work for me. So I'm going to copy the class name there from the dot to the end of the before, again without the comma there. Control C to copy. I'm going to go back here, drop down, pop that in there, close some curly brackets. It's the actual color we want to change, so I'm going to say color. And then that crazy pink. Could go back and copy it, but I've got it right here. We'll double check is that it's going to work. We may have to put the important on there. If we go back here, we'll just click on that again. Yeah, that's working fine. Now we just need to finish off with our little mobile menu links here. So it's got ours highlighted. It's a mobile menu list item A. Well, the color, I want it to be white. It's going to disappear into the background then. And the background, you know what color we want. And if you want to separate them a little bit, we'll just add a new entry, margin bottom, whatever you want to put in there. And again, we want to copy the ET mobile menu list item there without the comma. Drop down a couple. You know exactly what we're doing there. Open up some curly brackets. And copy the code that we've changed here. Yeah, we'll just tidy that up. We'll save our changes. And we got one more here. This is slightly different because it's got children. When I say children, I mean the sub-menu items here. So we just need to do the same with the background color on this one. I'm going to copy from the dot there to the first curly bracket, Control C. Again, we'll drop down. I want to make sure we put this ending curly bracket in there, and we know what we want to do. We want to put that background color in there, but we're overriding it, so we're going to need to use the important on this one. Control V to paste that in there. Let's just add important. And we'll save our changes. Go back to our page now. Again, refresh. Open up our little menu there. Perfect. That's working absolutely perfectly. And we've still got our cart, our search icon. Let's have a look on the front end. I think we've got to change our active link on the top there. We do. That's got a slightly different active link color there. We can do that with code, or we can go to our customizer. We're going to the dashboard. Appearance and customize, or the same thing, Divi and theme customizer, take you to the same page. There's our active link right there. Header and navigation. This is our primary menu bar. There's the active link color. Just need to change that one back to white. And we should be good to go. Publish the changes. Back to the site and refresh. And there we have it. We've got our boxes on desktop. I'll drop down. Our little boxes are working there. And if I hit my F12 key, here we have it on an iPad. Let's move this down out of the way. We've got all our little links working with little correct colors boxes around them. If you wanted to change the background color of the drop down, you can do that in the customizer. But that's going to work for me. A little bit of work, but once you've done it on one site, you'll know how to do it on any website. And it's a really good thing to learn. I'm not going to put the code down below because you're going to want to style yours how you're going to want to style yours. But learn to use the inspector and just write the CSS code into your custom CSS there. You can't break your site with CSS. If you put something in there and it doesn't look right, simply select it, resave your changes, and refresh your page. So I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once again, this has been Jamie with System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.